Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Brewery Bhavana out of Raleigh, North Carolina. This beer is part of their Patina series, which they have Patina Gold and Patina Dark, so it's a golden sour and dark sour series. As far as I know, they're different. I think they're completely different beers. They're just blends of barrels with different things in them. So this is Patina Gold number 2. I've not had number 1, so I'm not too familiar with this series. Description on this just says Foder aged sour ale, slow fermentation and Solera aging. So that makes sense if it's Solera. So I'm assuming the series is the same base barrels. Are the Pillars of Patina series, first brewed in May 2017, fermented. In one of our Cabernet Foders, Patina Gold number 2 was aged over Guava for nearly 4 months. So it's basically Cabernet aged golden sour ale aged on Guava. It is 6.1 ABV. Like I said, I have not had this before. I haven't had the first one in this series either. So going into this blind, but I always have the utmost faith in these guys when it comes to wild ales because they just kill it. And honestly, behind Hill Farmstead, they might be my favorite wild ale producers in the country right now. So you can see it pours a darker orange color with a white head. Not, I mean, it's slightly cloudy, but it's definitely pretty, pretty clear. So, not really what I was expecting from the aroma. I don't really get much, if any, guava. Because guava to me is usually similar to passion fruit, but just a lot more raw and kind of like stinky. But it still has that, that general tropical fruit character, and I'm not really getting that out of this. It's kind of more in line with what I would assume a general barrel-aged, like Cabernet barrel-aged sour from these guys would be like. I do get, there's a lot of like oaky, like buttery oaky character. For sure, some leather. A lot of their wild ales are very I forget what the I can't think of what the word is, but whenever leather is like finished or whatever, it kind of reminds me of that. It's also just very earthy and but not like barnyardy funk, but just earthy, like wet rocks and just like that soil and just like I don't know. It's like walking through a wet forest almost. Huh. So, I definitely get the guava in the flavor. It's not super pronounced. I would say that if I didn't know that there was guava in this, I might think that the flavor is just something from maybe if they use some sort of like tropical or New Zealand hops in this, like it was a dry hop sour, or it could just or maybe something from the yeast or the barrel. And now that I tasted it, I went back for the aroma, and I do get it in there a little bit. It's still very muted, but it's definitely more present in the flavor. It's funny because I get the guava, but it also has a very distinct house yeast character. And nine times out of 10 for me, any brewery or beer that has like a house flavor isn't usually a good thing. Of course, with wild ales, it's usually a better thing than with other styles. But even with wild ales, sometimes it's kind of limiting because they all kind of taste this not this exactly the same, um, but honestly, most of the best wild ale producers are like that. I mean, Hill Farmstead, excuse me, definitely has a house character. Fauna Flora does. I would say Jester King does. Sarah. Um, but these guys, theirs is very distinct. And I don't know, like, it's hard for me to pick out what the flavor actually is. I think it's something in that, like, that leathery character that I pick that up in every sour beer that they do. Um, but I really, really like it. So it's not a bad thing. It's just something that I feel like if I drank this blind, um, and if I didn't know anything about it, I don't know that I would say that it was from them. But if someone was like, "Oh, it's a North Carolina brewery," or "Oh, it's a brewery that you've had several wild ales from," or something like that, I feel like I might guess them. Um, so it has that leathery house funk up front, and then it falls into that guava. Um, and it's interesting too because there's something on the tropical side that actually reminds me of. I can't think of what the beer name was, but they did a dry hopped wild ale that was absolutely fantastic. I shared it with some people in Pittsburgh, and they were blown away by it. And it smelled like farts. I mean, it smelled so like way over ripened fruits, like rotting fruits, but the flavor was just fantastic. And it was like really over ripened pineapple, and I'm getting that out of this a little bit. Um, but it's so clean. That's what's another thing that just makes their wild ale so good is it's just incredibly clean. Like there's a lot of complexity to it, but there's not even remotely a rough edge to it. Um, and it actually is pretty tart, but it's not. There's nothing like in the back of the throat burn at all. It's just like the sides of your tongue, mouth puckering. There's almost there's something to it, and that leathery character is something that I get out of Lambic a little bit too, and I think that's another reason why I like it because their stuff is the way like Lambic's really good, but it can be a little like acetic, and this has like a tiny bit of that, but it's probably even less than what I would get out of Lambic. But it makes sense in what the other flavors are to pull it all together. And the other thing that I mentioned in the aroma, that big, oaky, buttery barrel character is definitely in the flavor too. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about their wild ales in their house mixed culture or something that is so unique. I just don't get it out of any other brewery, and I don't know what it is. But it's something that I really really like, and that's why I'll keep coming back and buying their stuff. Um, I don't remember what this cost, but it's definitely worth the money. I mean, I know it definitely was like $20 or less. If it was more than that, I wouldn't have bought it blind. Um, but now that I know what it tastes like, I would absolutely spend up to $20 for this for sure. Uh, I'll say going into this, if you're looking for, like a guava flavored kettle sour type thing, this is so far removed from that. Um, the guava's there, but it's even not that big. But if you like all their other stuff, and you want something that's of similar quality but just has like a different tweak to it, definitely check this out. Or if you just like a lot of well-made American wild ales and have not had anything from them, excuse me, I would still say check this out because everything they make, in my opinion, is fantastic. So I think that's all I got in this one, though. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.